We gotta talk. Seriously. What is up, Finn fans? I am defeated. Just absolutely defeated. The Miami Dolphins drop the game to the Buffalo Bills 21-14. The Dolphins, for half of this game, were completely controlling the Buffalo Bills. Completely controlling them. Let's get into stats, and then I'll talk about everything that just... Josh Allen was 30 for 38, 359 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 101.6 passer rating. He also had a fumble. So 3 turnovers for Josh Allen. Josh Allen was their leading rusher, 15 carries, 67 yards. Call me shocked. I'm not shocked at all. You would think Vic Fangio would know that. James Cook, 13 carries, 36 yards. He did nothing. So all Josh Allen running. Shakir, 6 catches for 105 yards. A lot of it was on blown coverages and guys running into each other. Again, we're going to talk about that. Stephon Diggs, 7 for 87. Dalton Kincaid, 7 for 84. Again, a lot of guys running into each other. Trent Sherfield with the most absolute luckiest touchdown catch of the world, with a tip pass that flies up in the air and then he catches it in the back of the end zone. And then Dawson Knox also has a touchdown. But that touchdown to Trent Sherfield was hands down the luckiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And then the one fumble, 1 sack for the Bills. And it was Dotson with the sack. Outside of that, nothing. Nothing from on their side. Then Tua Tagovailoa, 17 for 27, 173 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He had a 62.7 passer rating. He was not good enough. And I'm going to talk about that. And it's a problem. Devon Achane, 0 for 0. Because they tried to throw a play in there where Devon Achane was throwing the ball. Devon Achane, 10 carries, 56 yards, 5.6 yards per carry, and a touchdown. Stopped running the ball for most of the second half. Jeff Wilson, 9 carries for 45 yards, 5 yards a carry. Stopped running the ball for most of the second half. Tyreek Hill, 7 catches, 82 yards, and a touchdown. Durham Smythe, 3 for 30. And sack-wise, Sealer with half a sack, Wilkins with a sack, and Melvin Ingram with a sack and a half. He had 3 sacks. Yeah. This game, I'm not going to put this game on the defense. The defense gave up 14 points because there was a kick return, a punt return for a touchdown. The defense gave up 14 points. Technically, very easily could have just gave up 7 if it wasn't for the luckiest. First off, let me just say this. Congrats to the Buffalo Bills. You are the division champs again because Miami choked again. So congrats to you guys. Now I'm going to talk about the game a little bit more. But Bill fans, you got to admit, that Sherfield touchdown was, you have a horseshoe all the way up your butt. But the defense, I'm not mad at the defense. Great stop at half. Jerome Baker played really good. More injuries. Andrew Van Ginkel hurt, and then Good is hurt on the kick return. We literally have no pass rushers. We have Emmanuel Ogbah and Melvin Ingram. That's it. That's all we have. And I wish I was joking. We have no other pass rushers. The offense was the problem. Mike McDaniel was the problem. Special teams was the problem. Tua Tagovailoa was the problem. There's your problem. Devon Achane, not the problem. Jeff Wilson, not the problem. They took the ball out of their hands. We go into half up 14-7. We come out of half. We force them to punt. 3 and out. 5-yard pass, 2-yard pass, 2-yard pass. Why aren't we running the ball when both of your running backs are averaging over 5 yards a carry? But we force them to punt. We come out, 5-yard pass, 2-yard pass, 2-yard pass. Why? Then we punt. And then our defense comes back out and we force a fumble. We march down the field and Christian Wilkins with the sack, strip fumble. A thing of beauty. And then penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty. So we go into the fourth quarter 14-7 still. Illegal man downfield got called on us, twice? One time they overturned it. Legal blindside block, which I don't think was a blindside block on Alec Ingold, and we end up punting. Then on that punt, and I want to see how many, 15-yard pass, 5-yard penalty, pass incomplete, and then a 6-yard run. How many times did we run it in the second half? That's 3. We ran the ball 3 times in the second half. 3 flipping times in the second half. With 2 of our guys gashing them in the first half. We ran the ball 3 times in the second half, Mike McDaniel. Calling these stupid plays, calling the play where Tua fakes like he goes one way and then pitches it the left. And every time that play is called, no one bites on it, and it's a tackle for loss. So instantly 2nd and 13. Every time that play is called. But for some god-awful reason, that man calls that play all the time. It's like the fades in the end zone. I feel like I have Adam Gase as the play caller. Not to talk about before the half, the third down, 3rd and 10, and we back everyone up to the goal line. Felt like we had Boyer all of a sudden again as a defensive play caller. We ran the ball 3 times in the second half. Going into the fourth quarter, we were up 14-7. And then we punted. Kick return. Tie game, 14-14. All right, Miami, come out, do your thing. 1-yard loss on a run. Then they run it again, 2-yard loss, and then an incomplete pass to Cedric Wilson. 3 and out. 3 and out. Then guess what happens? They score a touchdown. Okay, we are down. Got to go out there. Got to do something here. Incomplete pass, 3-yard pass, incomplete pass. 3 and out. 3 and out again. Then we stop them. Turnover on downs. We get the penalties. We get into position. Throw an interception to Chase Claypool. Intended for Chase Claypool. Apparently they said he ran the wrong route, and that's why it was intercepted. But it's just so many opportunities to put this game away. So many opportunities. 14-7, we force them to punt, we punt. They then fumble, we get the ball, we punt it, they score a touchdown. You had 2 opportunities to make it 21-7. You had an opportunity in the fourth quarter to make it 21-7. And you choked it away. Mike McDaniel called a horrible game in the second half. And it's not even this game. It's not even the Ravens game. It goes back to the Cowboys game, the Titans game. It goes back to all the second half of the season, where the second half of the game, when your head coach is supposed to go into halftime and make adjustments, he retracts all the good things we did in the first half and adds more of the garbage on top of it. The horizontal plays instead of verticals. The bubble screens, the pitches, We gave this game to the Buffalo Bills. We gave them the division. We could have won this game easily. They had 3 turnovers in the first half. Sorry, the first 3 quarters, 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and the fumble. We had the ball in the fourth quarter, up by 7. We had 15 minutes left, up by 7, to just score a touchdown, and win the flipping game. Horrible play calling. Now, there were some things on defense that bother the crap out of me. Like, our guys are still running into each other, leaving guys wide open. Eli Apple he got bit on a Dawson Knox double move from a giant tight end. Then he also, the Stephon Diggs pass down the sideline. And then you have Melvin Ingram dropping back into coverage, covering Dawson Knox. What? And somebody said in the comment section, well, we're injured on defense. Take Melvin Ingram and you pin him to the defensive line. That man is a pass rusher. You know what you do? You take Elijah Campbell. You take Nick Needham. You take Javon Holland. You take Elliott. You take Brandon Jones. You take anybody. Cam Smith. And you put him on Dawson Knox. You don't take a 30-something-year-old pass rusher and drop him back into coverage. The Dolphins gave the division to the Bills. Gift wrapped it. Hey, we have the lead going into the fourth quarter. We forced you to fumble the ball. We don't want the division. Here you go, Buffalo. Enjoy. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. From Tua to Mike McDaniel, just a little bit on Vic Fangio. Because we held them to 14 points. You hold any offense to 14 points, you should win that game. Especially when you're averaging around 30 points a game at home, but you score 14. Going into the fourth quarter, I was like, all right, man, we're up by 7. We've been moving the ball on them all first quarter. We just got to do our thing. And they just gave it away. Just absolutely gave it away. Got a playoff game. We're in the playoffs, but now we're the 6th seed instead of the number 2 seed because we choked it away. And I understand there's a ton of fans of Tua. Tua, to me, shows bright spots. The man can make throws. The man is accurate. But he has shown us time and time again when it comes down to being clutch and when we need him to win us the games in the big moments, I don't know what happens to him. I cannot answer that. Because you watch the film and he's making throw after throw where you're like, look at that pass. Look at that pass. Look at the touch on that pass. Look at his pocket presence. Look at him moving, evading the pressure. Look at that. Oh, it's so good. All right, Tua, you got 2 minutes. You're down by 7. Go score a touchdown. And he just brain farts and he can't do it. He's got to beat Kansas City. Because you don't beat Kansas City, biggest Tua fans out there, he doesn't beat Kansas City. How do you give him a big contract extension? How can you justify paying him top 10 quarterback money when he can't win the big games? Josh Allen won the big game for them. We've seen these top quarterbacks win the big games for them. Not Justin Herbert, but that's here nor there. That's where you got to start thinking about those things. Do you pay Tua if we lose to Kansas City and we're knocked out of the playoffs and go 0-3? Because there were opportunities to win the game. There was opportunities on offense to win the game. Now, again, before the mob comes out with the torches, I'm not putting the game on Tua, but he's part of the problem. Just like the Baltimore Ravens game and just like the Tennessee Titans game. It wasn't Tua that lost us the game, but also Tua didn't win us the game. He missed passes that he normally makes. That's the problem. And that's what I'm talking about. We've seen him make corner throws. We've seen him make post throws. The drags, the crossers, all this stuff. We've seen him make these throws. He was sacked one time this game. And in the second half, he was off on his throws. And injuries can only take you so far because there's a ton. Look at the Buffalo Bills. And again, look at the Baltimore Ravens game where both of their corners and their star safety was out. This game, their corner goes down with an injury. Their leading interception quarterback goes out with an injury. Their wide receiver, Gabe Davis, goes out with an injury. They just target another guy, whoever else Eli Apple's on. It's like back-to-back losses. One of them was a blowout, and this one was just given away. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Well, now we're on to Kansas City. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like usual, stay classy. My friends out.